Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Crypto Analyst channel. My name is Brendan, and I hope all of you guys are having a great day no matter where you are from. Bitcoin is beginning to rebound, and formerly dead projects are coming back to life again. I might be throwing a little bit of shade there, but EOS is across all of the major headlines as they are going to be switching over to Antelope about a week after the Ethereum merge. So I want to talk about all of this and much more in a lot more detail. So if this does sound interesting, make sure you consider hitting the like and subscribe button and sticking around for the entire video. But going back to Bitcoin, before we get into all of this EOS and Coinbase news and everything else, let's talk about Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is starting to see just a little bit of rebound. And guess what? It's at the bottom of this channel that we have been sitting in for months now. In fact, we started this towards the beginning of June when we had this initial breakdown to the $20,000 range. And ever since then, I want to move this over just a little bit. Ever since then, we have been stuck in this channel, moving with higher swing highs and higher swing lows down towards the bottom of this chart. And so we can see that we have a couple touch points of resistance, about 4 of them. This one most notably was about a week ago from yesterday. But we also have some good touch points of support down here. Most recently, this one that we just touched a couple of days ago when we had this leg down to $20,000 again. Now, one of the big things that we were just talking with the altcoin alert team about, so if you're a part of that, congratulations, you got this information early. But one of the things that we have been talking about is how is Bitcoin going to react to a previous consolidation zone or a previous support level. And if we zoom out on this chart and actually go over to our Coinbase chart, we can see exactly how this reacted. And what we saw is that the initial bottom from the Terra Luna and UST crash was a major economical event for cryptocurrency. Excuse me. And another major event for crypto was the top of the 2017 bull run, which was $20,000. And now what we've seen is a rejection from this Terra Luna / UST bottom that we had over here. And now we have a swift rejection from this range right over from about a week ago. And so I have this line going across so that we can kind of see how these two correlate. And it does seem like this was a very swift rejection from what was previously support and now turned resistance. However, we still are holding on to this 2017, 2018 top for Bitcoin right around the $19,000 to $20,000 level. And so we have a support from years ago and a resistance from months ago, and we are kind of in this squeeze where it's kind of, are we going to hold this previous support level, or are we going to end up continuing to see rejection from these previous consolidation ranges? And we have two very large events. We're talking about one of the worst bear markets that crypto has ever seen in that 2017-2018 period, or we have the Terra Luna / UST event, which was the largest cryptocurrency hero to zero that we've ever seen in terms of market cap. So two very significant economic events in the world of cryptocurrency that are battling against one another. Of course, the Terra Luna one acting as the resistance here, and the 2018-2017 top acting as the support down here. And so if we go back to our Bitstamp chart so that we can kind of just look at the channel once again, what we can see is that this is a very clear channel. We're back below the 20-day moving average. We're back below the 50-day moving average. It looks like they want to do kind of a bearish cross again, but that could just be due to the volatility that we've seen so far. And so when all of this is happening, I would expect there to be some sort of resistance maybe around these two moving averages. If we are going to have a leg up, it could likely lead us back towards that Terra Luna UST bottom that we previously touched right around the midsection of $25,000. And that is where I could see us going back to on the upside. Now above that, we also have the consolidation range from that same bottoming period, along with the 200-day moving average, which is right at the top of this Terra Luna consolidation range. Now, this was the range that we previously held before we saw the leg down from 30,000 to $20,000. And so this is going to be a level that Bitcoin needs to conquer if it wants to have any kind of a reversal. But when I'm looking at Bitcoin at this specific level, I want it to continue to form higher swing lows, and holding this little bottom that we have over here off of support is a good start, but it has to hold. And so I'm watching to see if this breaks, if we form lower swing lows, and ultimately if we form a new low of year. And so there's a lot going on, and there's a lot to pay attention to. Over on the RSI, we are still in kind of a neutral territory. We haven't had a swing down into this oversold territory yet. And the MACD is starting to round off just a little bit, which is a good thing because the bearishness or the bearish side of things are starting to round off. I would say the only bad thing here is that our little bands have crossed back from the bullish territory up here back into the bearish territory right over here. So overall, pretty mixed signals across the market. One of the things that we've been talking about in Crypto Nation a lot is this is a area where it could seriously go either way. Like, things could seriously go either way. There's a great argument for the bulls. There's a great argument for the bears. And right now it's kind of a matter of seeing what is going to go on. We have inflation numbers coming out. We have housing numbers coming out. And the weird thing is that precious metals, indices, cryptocurrencies, you name it, are all in kind of a free fall at the moment. And so it's a very weird period of time where people are forced to choose to either get into a fiat currency like the US dollar, which is inflating at a rapid rate, and choose to use the bonds that are associated with it and pretty much just be guaranteed to lose money on them. Or they can invest into alternative assets like indices, cryptocurrencies, and precious metals, where those are also falling. And so it's kind of created this lose-lose environment where now the housing market has also started to settle down. So even that as an alternative investment has not seen the same growth as it has in previous years. So it is a very complex time in the market, but I want to move us over to EOS, because they are going to be migrating, or maybe migrating is not the right word, but they are going to be moving from the EOS that we all know, probably not all love, but the EOS that we all know, and switching to Antelope. And this has come after a pretty letdown time for EOS, and maybe this will be its own separate video. Maybe we'll make a whole video on this because there's a lot to go into it. But essentially, there's been a lot of drama since the launch of EOS with how things have moved, specifically regarding Block 1, which was one of the kind of like big initiators or backers of EOS, so to say. And the goal here is to get as far away from Block 1 as possible. And it seems like most of the devs are on board and most of the team is on board. And this could be a good opportunity to truly see EOS's full potential, because in theory it was a great idea, had great support, but it just was never really acted on. And so what I'm hoping from this is that we can really see the true potential of EOS come out to its full glory and power like it was intended to be. And if this does happen, then maybe it can come back to be a top tier cryptocurrency. One of the biggest issues with it was the lack of activity and building and infrastructure. And so if they can solve a couple of these issues by moving over to Antelope, this could be a good sign. So lots of people are trying to figure out how they can get their hands on Antelope. I could be wrong here. Again, I need to do just a little bit more research, but I believe by just holding EOS, you're going to be eligible for Antelope, depending on where you hold it. I'm sure not every exchange will support this, but the unique thing is that this is coming out just a week after Ethereum 2.0. So pretty fast roadmap, lots of cool stuff happening over here, and this news has sent the price of EOS soaring by something like 30 to 40%. So lots of activity, and I saw this come up in the news, and I just wanted to touch on it because this crypto exchange, or excuse me, not crypto exchange, the policies for the crypto exchange Coinbase have reemerged once again, saying that there's another class action lawsuit over lapses in security. And I swear we just made a video on this, and this topic has just reemerged again. and it is a whopping, I hope everyone notes my sarcasm, $5 million, which for the likes of Coinbase, yeah, it hurts. No one ever likes to get fined $5 million, but it's a really small fine for a company that is their size. Yes, it sucks. It's kind of like a slap on the wrist to say, hey, make sure you get your stuff together, but it's not that big of a deal at the end of the day. It's not like this is going to make Coinbase go bankrupt from a measly $5 million fine, and sometimes these kind of things happen. So I want to take this with overbearingly bearish news. This is unfortunately just one of the things that happen with centralized exchanges from time to time. But that's going to round us off over here. So hopefully we can see Bitcoin round up, push back up to some of these moving averages, if not back up to initial resistance. And I really want to see Bitcoin and Ethereum hold this support and maybe a rally up until that Ethereum 2.0 merge. And then maybe kind of some pullback around there. But that's just my thoughts on the market. If you are new to the channel, I hope you did like this video, and if you want to watch more videos like this one, consider hitting the like and subscribe button, because I make videos like this one every single week. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see all of you in Friday's video.